Welcome to part 2 of the Burdale tunnel as we explore the 1978 collapse at the northwestern side. We'll also take a venture over the top to discover the air shafts and some of the scenery around the village of the medieval town of Warren Percy. We've come to the other side of the Burdale tunnel. So this is the northern portal. This is the approach cutting. You can clearly see it's boggy. So if you are coming down here, I definitely recommend you wear wellies. There's the northern portal. As you can see, it's a lot different to the south portal. It's got like an oval shape and it's a 6 brick thick on the outside. Looks like it's coated in blue brick. You can see there is an opening to go in as well. The portal at the top, you can see it's made out of red brick. There's coping stones at the top. So let's see if we can get in there and see what we can see at this side of the tunnel. Just looking here at the other side, the northern portal. This is the other collapse. Now I'm unsure of which collapse happened in what year, because like I say, the other side there was a collapse and one happened in, I think it was 77, and then one happened in around about the 1980s. But I'm not going up there, but I thought I'd just give you a little shot of the collapse. And I believe that there's another air shaft beyond there. I don't want to stay under here too long because it's, again, it looks daunting. Now this section of the tunnel, going more northbound, is a lot drier. It's actually in a lot better condition than the other portal. You can just see up there that there's soot. Now where the soot has disappeared, looks like it could potentially have been modern repairs. I'm not too sure, but it does look like it because it looks like patches of repair and modern like cement in there. So I think that's a patched up section. I'm sure of the just here we've got some more telegraph wire posts where the you can clearly see that there's none of the insulators left. There's a lot of these down the tunnel. Now this side of the tunnel tends to curve as it heads towards the north. Like I said, it's a lot drier. So that's looking back at the collapse. I don't know if you can just make it out there. You can see how the tunnel again is a lot narrower here, but then widens out for the air. Now there is an air shaft here coming up, so just give you a shot of those. Like I say, it's a lot drier in this section compared to the other side. Here's the air shaft that I was talking about. You can see it's got a gate over it, and I am actually slightly getting dripped on here, so there must be some water coming through from somewhere. It's not a very high shaft as well compared to the other ones. We've just found an insulator here. You can see a little bit of it still left. The main framework has been rotted, you can see clearly. Well, that's a good find, that.
Missed that, didn't we?
Yeah. It's quite a decent section of the tunnel here. There's a slight bit of water ingress up there where you can see a little bit of calcite, and just up there as well. can see slight damage to the walls here. You've got a few more telegraph poles up here, or signal poles, whatever they were. They all seem to have at least 2 insulators just rotting away. Looks like a little bit of erosion on the corner here. And the soot's been washed down to the bottom towards the trap bed.
Can't see where else it could have come from.
No, see a lot of piercings here on the floor. Now, by the looks of it, there's been a lot of repairs. You can see how these have come down in the past. Aye. And up there you can just see more modern repair work there, where it looks like they've patched up the tunnel. We are actually getting towards the northern portal. There's a couple of nails in here, and I think that might have been there to hold up a chain marker. The chain marker's not there. Just up there, I don't know if you can make that out, you can see there is a, it looks like an insulator that's literally covered in soot. It's screwed on nicely there and it's covered in soot. I can bore you all day with these, but there's another set of insulators on the side here. There always seems to be 2. We're getting towards the other portal. Again, you're here. Looks like you had where the chain markers would have been held up. Doesn't seem to be many left in this tunnel. Slight little bit of erosion down here. And again, you've got a few more just up here. Again, with 2 insulators. Approaching here, the section where the tunnel slightly widens. I'm guessing that's again for the air. I'm not sure what this is. Looks more modern to me. We've got a slight little collapse here where it's like erosion has caused another collapse. So you can see there was 2 collapses in the tunnel, but you could say there were 3, but not as major as the other 2, but you can see there. You've got here on the floor what you call, I think it's a former, but I think these were the arches that used to go above the tunnel. It looks like it's fallen down. There's not many in here, but you can see a little bit, there's a bit more water ingress at this section. You can see here where there's a lot of loose brick erosion is causing the tunnel to decay more. And there's a bit of soot build up here where it's been washed down again. And we're approaching the curve. I'm not sure if you can just make it out. I'm not sure GoPro is the best light for a tunnel. You can just see where the tunnel gets narrower and then widens out here. And then it approaches another narrow section, and again we've approached 2 insulators, and there's actually, let's say there's actually one on the floor here. You can just see just come across a bat box which I didn't see before, and here's where again we would have had another chain marker post, I think. We're now approaching some more signalling posts, again with 2 insulators. There is some a lot of soot build up at this section. We've got another bat box on the left here. slight erosion at the bottom here. And I don't know if you can just make out the curve as we hit the northern portal. Two more insulator posts up here. A lot more erosion you can just see there. Just give you a closer look at those. Now you can just see the light, I don't know if you can just see it in the distance of the northern portal. You can see the curve. Another back box to the left with another broken chain marker. And water ingress seems to have got the better of this section. You can see a lot of erosion here. Look at that. And another post there. More calcite deposits up here. And whoopee, we have 3 insulators for once. So there's a lot of these through the tunnel. Again, we've got another back box and another broken chain marker on the side here. You can just see the wooden board there. A little bit more of that one left behind. Here's the northern portal approach. 2 more insulators to the left. Slightly more water ingress here. You can see how the structure is slightly weakening. Not sure how good you can see, but that's the curve going back to the south portal. Apologies if you can't see really good with this GoPro footage. I will put a picture up. Let's head back to the northern portal, where you can see a little bit more water ingress. See the calcite deposits. Plenty more to the left of me here. Another back box. Could just see a little bit more erosion down here. And there does seem to be a little bit of a water stream heading out of the tunnel towards the northern portal. And there's just a look at the northern portal. There's a lot of trashed, there's a lot of some railway sleepers here. There's quite a few that have been left here, all rotted and eroded. Probably about 5 or 6 you can just see here. There's one there. Now, just before I do go, there is a picture that's taken from around about where I'm stood now. So I'm just going to see if I can match this picture up. We are looking from on top of the tunnel portal, and what we're going to do is just take a little venture over the hillside and just see if we can find that ventilation shaft that we came across. Now, with the tunnel being here, you can see the wall. We're going to venture down here and see if we can just make out where the shaft was. So if we can trace the route of the tunnel, we should be able to find it, and we'll show you what's there. So we're just having a little walk through the woods to find this air shaft. Now, by the looks of this mountain here, it looks like we've got a spoil heap, so we're thinking that potentially that the shaft is somewhere around here, but we'll see when we get there. So we did think that spoil heap was where the tunnel shaft was, but if we head a little further this way, we have actually spotted it. Well, Johnny's just spotted it now. So there's a amount of spoil here, so there is a little footpath, and we're just going to see if we can get up to the shaft. I can just see it up there, and it looks like the one that we encountered when we were in there. Yeah, this is the air shaft that we encountered when we was in there. So this one has been left alone, I believe. Now at the top there is a more modern, it's been blocked off with a modern fence, because down here you can see the original iron cover, which is clearly rusted. There's another part of it just down here. You can just see it there. Now, if I'm just careful, there is a little ladder here. I'm not sure who's put that there. When I say a little ladder, it's a ladder. So I'm just going to head up, and I'm sure this might have been put here for maintenance, I guess, maybe. Or if anyone's just randomly put it there. Wow, if you just take a look down there, how deep that construction shaft is. I don't want to get any closer to that, but you can just hear my voice echoing in the tunnel. Wow. Now that's where we just had a look at the shaft. Now if you do remember, when we was in there, that there was a collapse slightly beyond. So we're just going to see if we can find where the collapse potentially would have been located in the tunnel. Now there might not be masses of evidence, but I'm assuming that where the collapse happened, it will have been covered over and protected, but I'm not sure. So we'll go up here and we'll see what we can see. As we follow the route of the tunnel across the woodland, we've approached this dip in the ground here. Now we do believe that this was a sunken shaft where the collapse happened. Now we could be wrong, but I do think that down there is where the sunken shaft was. I think it has been capped off down there, filled in, and then it's been overgrown, but you can see the dip in the ground. There's no evidence of any masonry, but I think that's probably due to the vegetation. Now, I do believe this was it. However, you would think that they would potentially have some kind of safety barrier warning pedestrians, as this is actually a walkway. You can see the orange markers here, that actually there's a route over the top of the tunnel leading through the woodland like a public footway. However, it doesn't have any danger signs saying keep away. So do leave a comment in the box if you know if this was one of the shafts. We've just walked slightly beyond the northern portal and found this building here. Now we believe that this was a token hut where you would have passed the tokens on the train. Don't know if you can just make it out there. We're not going to go down there because the vegetation is too dangerous at the moment, and we don't know what's down in the cutting, because as I walked out of the portal I found myself sinking. So just give you a little glimpse of it here. There looks to be a lot of damage on the top. It's actually got a chimney on it as well. But yeah, I believe that this was actually where the token man would have been. Before we conclude the video, we've just come across this stream running. I'm not sure if it's a culvert. I can't really see because of the veg. I might just take a little look further down here. You can see how it flows out. Let's take a walk up these stairs. And it does look like a little channel that runs around here. I don't think it is a culvert. Just walk down this way. Yeah, it's just this channel here. It looks like there might be a bit of a railway post down there, so you just see it in the behind the veg there. Just beyond the stream, you can see this looks like a very derelict. Well, it looks derelict. It looks quite in bad condition. This bridge, you can see how it's all loose and made out of red brick. You can just see the iron supports underneath. But it does look severely damaged. I think it's a farmer's bridge. Thank you very much for watching this venture on the Burdale tunnel. So thank you from myself, Johnny and Pete, even though he's disappeared. And we look forward to seeing you again for another explore. Take care.
See you soon, guys.
Bye-bye. Between the 1920s and 1950s, the line saw use transporting chalk from Burdale and Warren quarries. Passenger services ended in 1950, the Burdale quarry closed in 1955, and the full line closed in 1958, along with the tunnel.